It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion of the Coach's Show is brought to you by Sir Pizza, whose 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouth-watering pizza, sandwiches, pastas, and wings. Order your favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. John Dinkins with you here for I guess this is the second mile of the show, the middle section. And Mychal Greenwood joins me here, the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines. And let's talk about, I guess, last night's game, because that was a thriller for sure.
Indeed.
I know it's been a difficult year in terms of wins, but I know this kind of had to be – I know losses aren't satisfying, Mike, but this has got to be something that you see progress that you can build on.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a tough year. We played a super tough out-of-district schedule. But, I told the guys when we got in the locker room that I was super proud of them. They were showing a lot of passion last night, which is what I've been asking for. They were together. They were playing as a team. There wasn't, a lot of, arguing back and forth. So the progress that we've made, even though, like you say, it doesn't show in the win-loss column, but the progress that we've made is amazing. Especially considering we got some young guys who I was just super proud of how they performed last night in such an environment. What's
the key? I guess a key word, I think, probably in a situation when you're young and a lot of new players. Is patience the biggest thing? I mean, because you don't want to say it's settling, because you want to win. Yes. I mean, all of it, and they want to win.
Yes,
but it does take patience, doesn't it, with that?
It does. It does take patience. It takes understanding. It takes communication. Because not only are we dealing with a situation where we have young guys, we're all still getting to know each other.
Yeah.
With it being my first year at Laverne, and we didn't get to have a summer together. So
you were kind of hired late in the process.
Yeah, I was hired late in the process. And so some of those guys I literally met on November 3rd when we had tryouts.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Especially, like I say, guys that play football.
And people on the outside probably don't think that matters, but it does. It's like 3 months there,
yes,
that you could have with them.
It's 3 months that you lose, and like I say, what's more important, a lot of times even with that, people think it's 3 months of learning plays. It's 3 months of getting them to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 months of them learning to trust each other, and so you absolutely have to have patience. And what I just try to keep preaching to my guys is big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Big picture, big picture. Don't worry about game to game. Worry about, are we getting better? Worry about, are we making the same mistakes? And for the most part, we are getting better. We're making some of the same mistakes, but a lot fewer of them. And so for that, I'm super excited. I'm super happy. And, like I tell the guys, we got a lot more season left, and it's just about getting better, being our best selves going into the playoffs.
And when you think about Smyrna, how talented they are, and they're going to be at the top probably.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the better teams in either district, really. Quite a and they've got bigs. It's quite an undertaking, isn't it?
It is, and they got some athletes over there, and so. We had our hands full last night, and then also, like I said, that environment, that Smyrna-Laverne rivalry brought, the fans out. The band was going. The crowd was going crazy. I glanced up one time, and a lot of the kids are, standing right at the rails, and they're yelling. And I was like, man, this is great right here. This is what we live for. This is what we do it for.
Your gym and Smyrna gym it is unique because it is a big gym.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there's a lot of seating. Mm-hmm. But the way it's built, it's like your benches, their fans are right behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, and you don't get that quite everywhere.
Yeah. So it's great. And so I look forward to coaching there for years to come to get more fans in there, to get that energy. Maybe we can get a Duke feel, the Cameron Crazy kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the optimism. But yeah, I love it. I love it because, like I say, the fans is what you do it for. The passion and the love is what you do it for. And so I'm glad that the kids got to experience that, and I'm glad they played their best game in that environment. That lets them know how much that they can do, and that when I'm saying that I believe in you, it's not just me, selling tickets. It's me actually showing like, hey, look, I knew you guys were capable of great things.
I know you had a tough schedule pre Christmas, and you knew it when you took the job, and you knew the challenge that was coming in. Tell me, like some of the guys have improved, and how have they improved?
So to be honest with you, we've seen I've seen improvement out of everyone in different ways. So last night I saw major improvements from Tarski Jones and Tyron Bruner just in their leadership. On the court, they did well, but the leadership that they're starting to exude was amazing. In Zaylen Jones, he played really, really well. He hit like 9 of the first 11 points. He's a sophomore. And this was a kid who he didn't even know if he was ready for varsity when the season started. And last night, he not only looked like he was ready for varsity, he looked like varsity better get ready for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was major. Our offense doesn't go without our young point guard, Christian Howard, who didn't play his best game last night, but like I told him, he is a big part of why we move so well, and that you can't put a price on that.
Yeah.
DJ Hostin, who's also a fantastic football player, he played very well last night, and not only trying to score, but he had to play a lot of point guard for us and set up the offense and run that. And so he played a very mature game. And again, I don't want to leave out Mateo Hernandez, who has improved just in the sense of like steadying himself and not losing control, because he can sometimes get a little too frustrated. But last night he did a much better job in that. And so there's always room for growth, but those guys have really come a long way in those categories, and I appreciate them for it. I appreciate the opportunity to coach those young men.
Talking to Mychal Greenwood, the head coach of the Laverne Wolverines, had a loss to Stewart's Creek and one to Franklin, but offensively you've struggled a little bit trying to put points on the board.
Indeed.
It was really good to see this against a really good Smyrna squad.
Indeed.
That you put points on the board.
Indeed.
And looking forward, looking ahead, I think you see more and more of that as your future in the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, again, the buy-in is everything.
Yeah.
And so until we get the buy-in, the offense usually suffers the most, because it's like, why are we running this system? Why are we, you know what I mean?
And sometimes they don't want to run that. I mean,
they're used to something different.
Yeah, let's go one-on-one or kind of thing. Yeah,
yes. And so getting that movement and that fluidity on offense is big. And so now, like I say, I think the young men are buying in. And I absolutely see more points on the board because we got guys that can put the ball in the hole. That has never been an issue. One thing I will say is, with us being young, catching up to the speed of varsity has been an issue. When I tell guys that we have a lot of sophomores, they just think, okay, they're sophomores. No, what that means is they played freshmen last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they're playing seniors and juniors. And so the speed was a little tough to catch up to at first. But I'm optimistic that we're there.
One other thing, too, to me, Mychal, when you talk about being sophomores, physically,
yes,
they're not where those juniors and seniors
Absolutely.
are. And that is in itself, and can wear you down, too, can it?
Yeah, absolutely. And so the bumping and grinding of trying to get rebounds and hold possessions, because when you play big boy varsity basketball, something that's not talked about is the refs let you play a little more, which I'm happy with. I'm fine with, as long as it's both ways. But the refs let you play a little more, and so that little tap on your elbow that makes you lose the ball, they're not going to call that.
Yeah.
And so that's part of it, where you got to get used to that. And a lot of times it's not just the physical aspect; it's more of the mental, where you're used to getting that call. Where now it's like, oh, I got to hold this ball, and I can't make the excuse that somebody tapped my elbow.
Does it with a young team like that? Does it kind of like when things go wrong, it just kind of mentally just gets everybody in a funk.
Absolutely. That's kind of what we've been fighting through. And so most of our games, if you go just look at the scoreboard, you'll say we took some major losses, and we did. But like you brought up the Stewart's Creek game. We were down only like 7 or 8 points going into the fourth quarter. But it was just we hit every now and then we'll hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to get them out of it sometimes. And that was the biggest thing that I enjoyed from my guys last night. Like, we went down 10 or 12 to Smyrna, but we fought. Mm-hmm. We fought, and at one point we had a lead, and we had multiple opportunities to close out. It didn't go our way. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. But the fact that we fought back from being down, that lets me know, hey, I think we turned a corner.
Yeah, and I think probably the next thing now is going to be finishing games.
Yes.
Got to learn as a young player.
Yes.
You've got to learn how to finish.
Yes, and again, that goes back to we can't do one-on-one.
Yeah.
Finishing, you have to finish it the way you started.
Yeah.
Run the play, run the system, let it work. Look for the best shot, not your shot, and then it'll all work out.
Got 2 big games this week,
Yes.
Rockville and Blackman, and the Blackman game, I guess, being the big one with the district game.
Indeed.
They have some bigs. That they've got some, and they run. You talk about running a system. Now they
Yes,
run
they
that. So should be an exciting week. Mychal, I wish I could talk to you longer, but we're out of time. But
wow, that was quick. Okay.
yeah, it's cool. I know. I know. I guess it's because we got into it, really, you know. Mychal Greenwood, the head coach of Vergne Wolverines, and appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, Mychal Greenwood. They've got big games against Rockville and Blackman this week, and we'll continue this portion of the show brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE, certified mechanics and master mechanics. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com.